Elijah, in 2 Kings chapter 1, we know that Elijah was taken up to heaven in a whirlwind, right? A storm. He did not die, but God took him up to heaven. The question is, was that a form of rapture? I think it was the form of rapture in that they did not die, and that they were quickly taken into God's presence, yes. But I don't think that it would be appropriate to think of that as part of the rapture of the church when we go up to heaven. Right?
Okay. Another question. Is there a connection, chapter Genesis 5, about Enoch walking with God? Chapter 6 is the coming of the flood. Is there a connection wherein other people die except Noah's family?
There could be, but I would not press that too far. Because yes, God took Enoch up to heaven and protected him from the flood. But God also protected Noah from the flood on the earth because he had the ark. So, yes, he was a godly man and God protected him. I think that would be an appropriate thing to say. But I don't know if we want to read too much into the text. Does that make sense? Because I don't think the Genesis makes a connection. Yeah, very good question. Another question about biography. Yes?
My question is, Enoch and Elijah, if go to heaven, how about the verse of John 3:13? Can you read this for me, please? John 3:13.
John 3:13. Very good verse. The question is this: if Enoch and Elijah went into heaven, how does that harmonize with John 3:13 when Jesus, this is the words of Jesus, he said, "No one has ever gone into heaven except the one who came from heaven, the Son of Man." This is not talking about people who have gone to heaven. This is not saying that. The context of John chapter 3 is Jesus talking to who? Nicodemus. And he's talking about being born from above. And the context of John 3 is saying nobody can ever go to heaven on his own, but Jesus came from heaven to give life to everyone. This verse is not saying nobody will ever go into heaven or nobody has ever gone to heaven, because Enoch did, David did, Moses did, right? Hebrews 11 gives a lot of people in the Old Testament that died and went to heaven. Jesus is simply saying here, believe in me, because I have been in the Father's presence in heaven, and I have come to earth to give you life. This is the point. Nobody on earth has ever been to heaven and then come back down to tell you about it. But Jesus has been in the Father's presence in heaven. And he has come to earth and preached so that everybody might have life if they believe in him.